Welcome back to another Mercs Legion War Recap video. Throughout most of my videos I have a common theme of don't use net bases. And the reason for this is because if you've seen this base online on the net, chances are there are hundreds of thousands of other people that have seen that same base, know its weak points, they know where the traps are, and they know how to take out the base. This is why I tell you don't use net bases. It's easier to take out a net base than it is a homebrew. It does take a lot of time to design a base. It takes a lot of patience to design a base. Now when I say it takes a lot of time to design a base, I don't mean just, put a archer tower there, put a wall around it, mortar here, wall around that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the testing time. You want to design a base to say go up against hogs. You want an anti-hog base. So you design your base, you put it together, you go into war, and you get all excited. The first attack against you is go wipe, and you're frustrated because that's not what you wanted to test against. It's not what you're trying to defend against. You go war after war after war before you finally get hit enough times with that type of army composition to know what works in your base and what doesn't work in your base. So then you make little tweaks, go back, get hit a couple more times, go back, make some more tweaks, go back, get hit, tweaks, and so forth until you finally design the base you really wanted to design the first time. So it does take time, it does take patience. However, it will be much more rewarding to you and your clan if you design your own style of base. When a person that's scouting your base looks at it and goes, holy cow, what's going on here? I don't know what this is. What could be here? I don't know. I've never seen this before. You throw them off. It makes their attack that much more unsure, and therefore a better chance that they will only 1 or 2 star you versus getting a full 3 stars. So let's go ahead and see how this applies to this war. Evil Queen went up against Jordoon in this war, and take a look at this base. It's one we've seen before, and it's called the Tesseract, or it's a little variation of the Tesseract. You can use a net base to get started. It's a great place to learn fundamentals of how to build a base. However, don't stick with that and make that your be-all and end-all of bases. You want to start making some tweaks. Now, I will give Jordan some props here to actually make some tweaks in his base. That's great. However, for the most part, it's still pretty much a Tesseract style of base. Let's take a look at this image here of the original design of the Tesseract. This base is designed to be an anti-hog style of base. The reason it's considered anti-hog is because of these double giant bombs here, this giant bomb and little bomb spot over here, which looks identical to a giant bomb spot. Then you have these 2 other spots that look like they could be double giant bomb spots. However, they're springs and bombs to help throw more hogs off the map. Going back to this base, you can see that it's almost identically the same design of a base. There are a few minor tweaks here, which I give Jordan props for. However, the double giant bomb spots are all gone except for this one at the very top. So, did this person use a net base? Kind of. Are they making tweaks to it? Yes. So this person is on the right path to designing a good war base. However, it's still extremely predictable because of how close it is to being a net base. Let's go ahead and take a look at another base that is not exactly a net base but looks almost exactly like one that I was able to find online. I'm not going to sit here and point out the differences between the 2 bases. There are some that are pretty obvious. However, for the most part, it is pretty obvious where you can predict Teslas and bombs to be in this base. This base that JP tweaked is really designed to be an anti-golem style attack base. The reason is the compartments are open, so that way your golems and P.E.K.K.A.s will going to walk around the outside of the base and not go into the core as much because the defenses are set back a little further than they can reach. However, hoopasaurusrex knew that, so he starts off by opening up with a quad quake spell, opening up that center core compartment, and then essentially every compartment of this base is now open and easy to access. Taking care of the enemy clan castle troops, he sends in his golem based attack starting at the bottom. Golems come in first as always to start tanking. But because the walls are already open, you don't have to wait to drop the P.E.K.K.A.s. He did bring a couple of wall breakers to try to open up some of these smaller compartments, however not super necessary. The golems and P.E.K.K.A.s are just going to be able to walk anywhere that they want and completely annihilate this base. It's one of the weaknesses that can be exploited now that we have these dark spells. So, excellent job at reading the base hoopasaurusrex and getting ourselves another 3 star for the Mercs Legion. Alright, so enough of this soapbox on net bases. You guys get the point. Don't use net bases, they're easy to predict. So let's go ahead and get into Thor's attack against the number 9 of the Masterminds. Thor is coming in with a go-ho attack with the witches and wizards as part of the kill squad and cleanup. Is able to get the clan castle rather easily. If you have the chance to get a clan castle, always take it out before you do the rest of your attack. Why? It's just that much less you have to worry about amidst the chaos that could be your attack. If you can single it out, take care of that one small part quickly and efficiently, doing the rest of your attack becomes less of a problem. So, kill squad comes in, takes out the enemy clan castle troops with the wizards and witches. We call that a 2-1-2 punch. Then he's going to send in his golems over on the right side. Why the right side? Well, it's extremely close to the queen. You want to try to break in and get to that queen as soon as possible. Sends in the wall breakers to get the golems in there. Why did he not want to use a jump spell there? Well, that wall was extremely accessible to wall breakers once the golems are in. If you can save your spell space for heals in a hog style attack, do it. Don't waste that spell spot on a jump just to get your king in there to take out the queen and then die. If you can get them in there with a couple of wall breakers, you've saved yourself a heal, which means your attacking force will stay alive a lot longer and you have a stronger chance of completely 3-starring that base. So, once the kill squad comes in and takes out the enemy archer queen as well, hogs start making their way in. Notice he didn't drop them in a single line. He spread them out over several different defenses. The reason for that, you want to take them out as quickly as possible. If you send them in a single finger drop, it's going to take them much longer to take out one single target as they all move in to take that one target out at the same time. Spread them out, doing a 2, 3, 4 finger drop, doing an Asian style wall is good because those 4 or 5 hogs that target that one defense will take it out at the same time that 2 other sets of 4 or 5 hogs take out another defense. So once the hogs come in, he's able to spread out all 4 of his heal spells equally across the base, keeping his hogs healed up and able to take out any of the defenses throughout this base. Also, really smart play by Thor coming in at the northeast side of the base. It was rather obvious that that could be a double giant bomb spot. Why? Those are the only 2x4 tile spots available in the base except those in the core. Typically we see Teslas in the core, double giant bombs towards the outside. Excellent job at reading the base and getting 3 stars for Mercs Legion. Great job, Thor. So I really hope you guys understand the point I try to make every time I say don't use net bases. You can see how they're put together. You can see how the people have 3-starred them before. You can spend a longer time looking at it and figuring out where its weaknesses are based on the little tweaks that other people have made and have posted those bases online. Look at war recaps. Look at base design online. Here's a really easy way. Go online and go to Google, Yahoo, whatever it is you use to search, and type in Town Hall 9 bases. Do an image search. Scroll through the bases until you find a base or two that looks really similar to the one you are trying to attack, and then you might even find a video associated with that. You might find the design video with it. You might find tips and tricks on how to 3-star that style of base, why that base is good, why it's bad, yada 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 yada. Use the internet as an awesome resource to help you get better at planning out and executing your attacks. So, excellent job by Evil Queen coming in and 3-starring a Tesseract variant there. We also had Thor at the very end doing a really nice go-ho style of attack with the 2-1-2 as a kill squad, and then hoopasaurusrex in the middle taking out a very similar net base. Excellent job at reading the bases, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about why we don't use net bases. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button at the bottom. Tell your friends and clanmates about our channel. Make sure that they're watching it. Who knows, they might find a tip or trick that leads your clan to another victory. This is Eureka Havoc from Mercs Legion, helping you to clash without fear.